Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Bachelorette post-show live stream with me, Bachelor Fan Take. How's everyone doing tonight? It's late tonight. This is normally when we end our live streams, but we're starting them tonight because ABC moved Charity season to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oy, oh, okay. But don't worry, we're going to keep things nice, concise, and move right along into the live stream and do a little live sleuthing tonight. I've got the full preview already ready for us tonight, so we can get right into it. But first, of course, the chat rules. Number one, please, no posting any spoilers. Of course, sleuthing is welcome. Anything from an official account, anything from the previews, anything sleuthed out, totally welcome. Number two, I'll try to respond to as many questions as I can, but of course if there are any super chats in the chat, they will get priority. And last but not least, be kind to each other. Probably the most important rule of it all. So, Charity's night one, filled with hair. There's the man himself, Spencer, who managed to nab a rose. I thought there was no chance he was going to nab a rose tonight, but he did. And the other big talking points, Nehemiah going undercover, the undercover brother tonight, and Maria Hernandez. Nice to see you. So ready for the season of the show. Hope you had a well-deserved break. I did. Never has a man made me physically recoil from my TV more than Spencer has, yes. And good to see a familiar face. Good to see a few familiar faces in the chat. It's really nice. I have been away from the show, like both in time away from the show, and I haven't really been following much Bachelor stuff this off season. It just seems like, I don't know, maybe there just wasn't as much news, or it's just nice to have a break. It makes me feel refreshed and excited to get back to a new season. And AJ, who I recognize the profile pic, good to see you again as well. Thank you for the super chat. Braden was a little overconfident, erring on the side of arrogant or arrogance. Yeah, I think so. But if that was the worst thing that happened with this undercover brother situation, either they knew that what was going on, they totally recognized this fake Party City weird fake hair and mustache that, like, I don't think there's a person who could truly look at that and go, that's your natural grown hair. Either they knew what was going on, or it's just a chill, whatever, bunch of guys who are not, getting too into the weeds right off the bat. But I thought he was, maybe I could see what was happening there, a little arrogance, but I didn't think it was too bad. I'm not terribly surprised that Charity gave Braden the first impression rose, who kissed Charity and was overly enthusiastic about everything. Because so often we hear, time and time again, we see it on the show, someone who's just over the top. Sometimes it's a villain, even. They constantly get roses from the leads, and what the leads have to say about that is, well, you're going into this process and you don't know how people are, what their intentions are. You don't know if people are there just for a platform or for fame, or if people are actually there for you, for love. And so when someone just is so enthusiastic about you, it can lead to you getting enthusiastic about them, even if other people see it as arrogant or it rubs them the wrong way. So I'm actually not terribly surprised. I mean, when it happened, I was like, I was kind of looking at the time and how much was left in the show, and I thought, is it possible he could be getting the first impression rose? And I was a little surprised, but not totally shocked. And Beatrice Hernandez, another familiar face. Good to see you back. Braden, a.k.a. Clark Kent, looks to me like he is truly cocky. What do you think? Well, long term, it definitely looks like he's going to get in some trouble. And he's definitely going to be stapled, at least by some of the other men, as a villain for the season. And I think he already started off rubbing them the wrong way. And, maybe he is truly that way. I certainly believe that it's possible that Charity's brother saw more than was than what aired. Saw more than what we saw, and so there's potentially more arrogant, bad things that were said. But they didn't want to. Tip too much into that because he did end up getting the first impression rose, and so maybe they didn't want Charity to look like a complete idiot, So maybe there is some real bad stuff that it was said that they cut out, or some worse stuff at least. But definitely based on the preview that we're getting, he's going to be in some drama, and that always means nothing. I think in the preview he said he was arguing with Aaron B, maybe, which probably means him and Aaron are both going to be eliminated at some point. It always it's 90% of the time it seems to be the case. You get caught up in that drama and you're thrown out at some point. Even if you win the feud, or there's a 2-on-1 and the other person gets kicked out. But we'll get into the preview for sure. In not a terribly long time, because these live streams, they can't be too long, because I still plan on getting a recap out at a normal hour tomorrow, and it's late. And Candace Nicole, thank you for the super chat. From the first episode, do you have a favorite so far? Excited for your coverage this season. Thank you so much. Yeah, well, I definitely had someone that I was... There weren't a lot of previews. There wasn't that classic first look or preseason preview that went out this season. So it was hard. It's hard to staple some early front runners, at least based on the previews. But definitely someone that I did have my eye on was Joey. Let me see if I can throw. He was just on the screen a moment ago, and here this is Joey. He tennis pro from Hawaii. He was in a bunch of the little promos that they had. I don't necessarily want to peg him as a major front runner right away, but he definitely was covered a lot in some of the previews, and he was covered a lot tonight. And the good thing about that for Joey tonight was that he was covered, but not for any particular reason. He wasn't the first impression rose recipient. I was wondering maybe if, with how much footage they had of him early on, the intro package, the sit down he got with Charity early on in the first sort of half of the show, I wondered if maybe he was the one who was going to get the first impression rose, and maybe that's why he was getting this coverage. But no, he was getting lots of coverage just, for us to know him. So that makes me think that he's going to be a major player in the season. In the past, sometimes that they, the person who gets a lot of coverage in some of the previews is the person who doesn't win. It'd be too obvious, but we'll see. Definitely someone who I noted, and we know he gets a one-on-one at some point, I believe, in New Orleans. We'll look at the preview, but that was my someone who before the season even started, I was looking at. There are a few other guys as well, but there's some preview connections. Like tonight, I think we saw Xavier showcased quite a bit, and he it was in some of the preview footage. In one location in particular, I'm looking for a bunch is Fiji. We'll get into that when we get into the preview sleuthing. But there was a People magazine article about Charity in Fiji at some point in the season, and we see a lot of tropical locations, and the final rose ceremony location is in a very tropical location. So could that be Fiji? But certainly the most interesting character that I'm excited to see going along through this season is Spencer, who I thought was going to get eliminated. I can't imagine. I don't know that he'll. I don't know. We'll see. He doesn't seem to be in a lot of positive preview footage. So yeah, his. I don't know what he was on something or just so nervous or what was going on, but it was a little strange. But sad to see the world record jumper going, who just jumped. That's all. He just was there to jump. But we still got lots of time to get to know some of these guys. Didn't get to know a lot, so early first impressions are tough to tell. But well, and that is something I will cover once we really get into the preview stuff. I'm going to do that tonight, tomorrow. As I edit the recap video, I'll get into my final picks and get a more detailed explanation on who I'm looking at, why, and we'll go from there. But definitely a few of those guys you can tell not gonna go very far. Like we've got here's the official cast page. A few guys here that just really fade into the background, and I think Adrian here is a guy who was only in some yelling stuff. That the pro wrestler guy screams "Paradise at best." sorry, Caleb. You know, I'd be surprised if he gets a one-on-one. Maybe, but we'll see how far he goes. Paradise at best. Might be someone to throw into Paradise. But yeah, a few guys who just really no screen time. I think Sean here was depicted as a villain, so going nowhere. You know, I think by the time we just knock off the guys who have, you know, no chance, no screen time, or are villains, we'll really only have a few men left. So I have a feeling getting down to a top like 6 won't be too hard this time around. So, but you know, honestly, it is apart from what else happened tonight. Yeah, Undercover Brother, Spencer, a few little gimmicks. Nothing too wild tonight. So let's jump right into. We got a long preview, and I kind of want to get into it. Well, we've got it's like 20 minutes past 11 already. Don't want to stay too wildly long into the night. So I've got the full blown preview here already. So why don't we get on our do a little live sleuthing, get on the big headphones and take a look. And Katie, thanks for being a member, continuing to be a member, and for being here chatting. It's good to see you. Always good to see you. Another familiar face. But yeah, let's take a look at this preview.
Bachelorette.
Let me see if I can. What was the volume like on this? Full blown? Okay. Give it a go.
Join Charity on a romantic fairy tale for the ages.
I'm here to find a husband, someone who's truly going to show up.
So we saw right away one location. This looks to be Fiji. So potentially the final filming location. We'll see right at the end of this preview. We see her in her final rose ceremony location, which is a tropical location. So it is possible that that they go to this Fiji spot that People Magazine talked about, and then go somewhere else. You know, they have to go to Europe and stuff like that, and then come back to a new tropical location for the end of the season. But either way, we know that tropical spot equals the end of the journey. So anything in a tropical spot is going to be a highly sought after shot for us, because that means someone could be in the final 3 right there. And then a brief little, I believe, Caleb A. But this shot right here looks like it could be just at the Bachelor Mansion. So we'll continue on.
Me and be there for me. I've never had that.
Charity!
Oh, and
Charity is the whole package.
This is a shot that I'll be keeping an eye on. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 guys. Top 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Our top 13 men. Excuse me. So we can certainly identify a few of them. I mean, Caleb, right there. But that'll be a big turning point for the season. And I will try to identify this pier, maybe, see where we're at. It is a sort of warm location again, but could be two warm locations. Certainly, the final rose ceremony is in a tropical location, but. Yeah, that'll be a big marker for, if we can identify all of these guys, then we know the eliminations for up to the top 13. And we know who's going to be safe and who's not. So, good for us if we can figure that out. I'll try to do that for the preview breakdown.
Charity is the whole package.
Such an empathetic, passionate woman.
The best day ever!
Every time she walks into a room, she is captivated.
This is a one-on-one in, looks like, New Orleans with Joey, that I've seen in a number of like little promos, little Instagram, small Twitter promos that the show's done. But and here's a one-on-one, not terribly important for us, because I mean, it's still California. So could be with Aaron B. Could be with Aaron B. here. But early on, while they're still in... could be Aaron B. Maybe Xavier. Don't get a good... and Joey, for sure. In New Orleans. But, again... we could try to fix this up a little bit. There we go.
It's fun to be around this girl.
Another one-on-one. Group date on the beach. Could be early. Gabby and Rachel. And who do we have here? Is this is that Warwick? I gotta get my cheat sheet for all these guys. The name looks like Warwick to me. What an interesting name.
It's fun to be around this girl.
Belmont Park, I believe, in the US. Still.
I have such a great group of guys. They all bring something different to the table. I see myself with each of them.
And we'll be looking at all of these locations, whatever we can. Crescent City Classic. You know, to try and put a timeline on all the locations that we're going to. See if we can figure out an order for them and, you know, help us get to that magic Final Four at least. Or later. And Dotton, here. Oh, New Orleans. Thanks for the, it said San Diego, New Orleans. So it looks like we've got two one-on-ones as normal, kind of. So that'll be one of the locations they go to after the mansion, but before hometowns. And in New Orleans, Dotton and Joey getting one-on-ones. There you go. Already got it figured out.
I definitely am crushing on you.
With past relationships, I've sacrificed my own happiness, but not anymore.
Before I met you.
Never felt like fairy tales were meant for me, but here I am.
Tanner.
Now, question. Is it possible this is New Orleans? So, Dotton. Is this the same? This is not the same date. But if this is not New Orleans, that could be a Final Three. That could be a Final Three. I mean, I don't think it's New Orleans. I don't think that it gets, but, you know, y'all can tell me. So, that could be, now, Dotton. Final Three, maybe.
For me, but here I am.
Tanner, every time I'm with you, I am on cloud nine.
Oh, okay, is this Tanner here, I guess, maybe? No. Different, I just saw pink dress and shawl thing, and then pink dress and shawl thing, but nope, different dates.
9.
Honestly, I'm falling in love with you.
Xavier?
Joey, you're someone that
Joey?
really makes me feel so seen.
I would be crazy not to tell you that I am falling in love with you.
Okay. That makes me go, okay, like, falling in love. It's so hard with this show to know where we're at when someone says they're falling in love, because it can happen at such early stages. Like, you could be an episode or two before hometowns here and they're in New Orleans, or this could be like a Final 3, Final 2 date, but I don't know. I don't know about Fiji for the background here, but still, you know, could be New Orleans, and who knows how early that is. Likely would not be a hometown date because they don't have a dinner date usually on.
Not to tell you that I am falling in love with you.
The L bomb.
Everything that I've prayed for is
this,
right.
Fiji looks like with someone here. That could be Final 3. Which, I mean, we just have to go through our list of guys as, you know, who could fit that description. So, based off the entire cast of men who are large and have the same build and haircut, it's either Aaron B. Guess maybe Adrian. Don't think so. Or Xavier. Aaron B. or Xavier, pretty much, is what we're looking at here. So,
Is right in front of me, and I am falling in love. But it's with more than one person.
and here comes the drama.
I just don't know what I'm going.
This, by the way, is not at the very end. This pensive shot looks to be the same location as this part where they're yelling out, screaming Charity. So it's kind of misleading. It's just kind of, they get all these like pensive shots all the time, every episode. Looks like she's about to go into a rose ceremony, and she's just trying to make a hard, figure out her hard decision.
Person.
I just don't know what I'm gonna do. Oh my God, I'm losing my mind. This is not what this is supposed to
Again,
be.
potentially more tropical
We
locale.
all really
Here's the
want
tropical
Charity.
locale.
I can't tell you how tough it is watching people go on dates.
Human nature, there is jealousy.
We all had to sit there and just watch them kiss.
This is Joey, looks like on a group date. So not his one-on-one, but trying to spot potential, like it's hard to tell. There are a few, warm locales mixed in. That could be from anywhere, could be the end.
Sit there and just watch them kiss.
The beehive just exploded. Adrian, did you bring my name up?
I'm going to speak the truth.
Your truth.
No, the truth.
That's my time.
And there's the Adrian part that I was talking about with Brayden. Makes me believe, that's the only real footage of him. There's also not a lot of Brayden footage apart from drama stuff that not going to go far, or at least not to hometowns. Like we have seen before, guys who get caught up in this drama and don't have a lot of screen time sneak their way to the top 6, top 8, but really have no chance of a hometown.
Fake.
I've never been so disrespected in my life.
I don't feel bad at all about taking Charity. I know you don't feel bad.
And there's Sean, villain, and who's this again? This is was it John? I think yes, John, who sadly, I had some good vibes for John. Got a little intro package there, a little screen time this episode. I believe he got a kiss, and but not in the previews. Not really in the previews, except here's a drama spot with him. So maybe not going as far as you might have thought after episode 1, or maybe just doesn't have a chance of making it far, and is one of those guys who skirts along. But we'll see.
I don't feel bad at all about taking Charity. I know you don't feel bad.
Sean is getting too cocky. You're at a point where you're pissing me off. Your roses on the chest, but who's to say I can't clip that off?
Take that rose off. Looks pretty early with some of the like. I need to hit my cheat sheet for who this is. No screen time. Episode 1. Michael is his name. But when we're dealing with a potential, like, this is around the same time that a man like Michael is around. No offense, Michael. Seems early on. Early villain. Here, Sean won't be making it far.
He's playing her like a puppet.
Brayden getting his one-on-one looks like
he's not ready for an engagement.
Aaron, you did me dirty because you felt threatened by me. My relationship with her has nothing to do with you.
You are not a man, Brayden. You're not a man. Worm, bro. Nah.
Bro, I'm not a man. I'll you up, bro.
Are you kidding?
So Aaron and Brayden could be their downfall. Makes me think that I don't know. We'll see. We've seen people go far, get caught up in drama just because the connection is there. But so could this be Aaron or Xavier?
You did me dirty.
But yeah,
Worm, bro.
Definitely Brayden won't be going far, and I would lean to that probably being Xavier then.
Bro. Nah.
Bro, I'm not a man. I'll you up, bro.
Are you kidding? Like, we're a week away from you being on one knee.
Is this Dotton again? He could be a potential front runner. We'll see. We will see. But this looks very emotional. Could be any kind of, doesn't necessarily mean it's a negative emotional moment. Could be hometown, or could be a happy thing too. But we'll see. Doesn't always mean a big breakup.
being on one knee and you don't even know what you want.
But oh yeah, well,
You're not
let's
a man,
return to
Brayden.
what she
You're not
says
a man.
here.
That.
Bro, I'm not a man. I'll you up, bro.
Are you kidding? Like, we're a week away from you being on one knee and you don't even know what you want.
So if we can match this to another person that she's talking to. So here, like coming up. This is a week away from getting down on one knee. So this is potentially final 2 territory.
I'm heartbroken.
So if we could figure out who this man is. All we know is that he's got kind of a beard. So this could be this same Fiji guy from before. Where do we get this view? Let me see if I can rewind back to this. I don't know where we're at. This guy. Potentially it's this guy. Be Aaron or Xavier, who both like, well here, the beard on Aaron. And beard here. And Xavier on his cast photo also has a beard. So either or, you know. But with the drama, do we think it's Aaron? I don't know.
Heartbroken. That's like I expected. It's not fair. This is not right. Like, this isn't right.
No, she leaves her shoe. And here's we're about to come up on the final filming location footage, the final rose ceremony.
This whole journey has been
Which
extremely
really
hard,
confirms for
but
us
I
that
am madly
this
in love.
Fiji location
It's terrifying because
is
like so fearful of
the
sending
end.
my person home. You were not supposed to say goodbye to somebody that you love.
But it does also seem to indicate that we are going to be seeing a sort of traditional ending. It looks like if she's sending someone home at the final 2, that's what that seems to indicate. But yeah, so I mean, some good stuff there. We've got already our final filming location. This is just on first glance, first watch. So final location, a few potential guys making it. Certainly 1 or 2 that look pretty promising for the finale, and a couple others to watch. Seem to be getting some good screen time. So definitely will be I'll be going through each of these guys right here and Xing them off one by one to come down to a final 4, a final 2, and final pick. So definitely some interesting stuff, but a full-blown season ahead of us to look forward to, more previews to break down, and another season. We've got now Bachelorette on the way, then Bachelor in Paradise. There's other shows I want to cover in the year too, and even maybe it seems to be the Bachelor Senior show. That they said sometime fall. Well, I don't know what that means, because Bachelor in Paradise is probably going to be in the fall too. So maybe after Bachelor in Paradise, there's the Bachelor, the Golden Bachelor. What was it called? The Seniors Bachelor show. So a lot of interesting stuff going forward. But tomorrow, most likely in my recap video, I'll be sharing my final pick, and if I can't figure it out in time with everything going on and the late night, it will absolutely be something I pinpoint in my preview breakdown, my extended preview breakdown, which will come on Wednesday. So, thank you all for joining me tonight. Gonna end it now because it's too darn late. But we're going to be keeping up these live streams for the rest of the season, and I'll try to end around this time and no later as the as the season goes forward. Woo! 9 o'clock. How dare you? How dare you, ABC? Have a good night, everyone. Get some rest. It's late. But thank you all for joining me. Thank you to everyone who's chatted, super chatted. Think Story for modding. And even you lurkers out there. I recognize you too. Have a great night, everyone. And until tomorrow's recap, Bachelor Fan Take out.